All right, so next one is to run it back so that when it's recorded, we can just chop off the first part. So we're going to reintroduce everybody.
Right.
I'm Aizen. If you ever watched Superior, my bad.
My bad.
If you ever watch Superior podcast, that's me and my boys. Then we have Shnoody here. Introduce yourself.
What's good? Shnoody with the big booty.
And I'm the lost homie from the BlackAnimePodcast, where we talk about anime, manga, webtoons, culture, all that and more. Happy to be here.
All right, so today we're gonna be bringing y'all from Bleach. We got Burn the Witch, and we have 1,000 Years Blood Arc.
And we're gonna be talking about Burn the Witch, the 1,000 Year Blood War, the final arc that Kubo wrote is actually really fucking good. People need to stop sleeping on it.
For sure. Like, the slander is too much. Like, everybody wants to say, man, Kubo, this dude can't write. Like, this doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. It's like,
no, it makes sense. You just didn't pay it.
First thing we're probably going to get into is Burn the Witch, since it's a one-shot. It's shorter. And then we can do, like, Crew's been talking about Bleach throughout the rest of the way. So, Burn the Witch is a one-shot that Kubo came out with in July 16th, 2018. It's actually the Western branch of the Soul Society, because around the last arc, we found out that the Soul Society is pretty much a universe in itself. So the Soul Society makes up an entire plane of existence. And then what we know as, what is it called? Seratel? Seratel is just one part.
The Seratel, that's just one small part of the entire
country inside like the entire world or something like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into this little preview that we have of Burn the Witch. So here we go, y'all.
It was pretty cool that he decided to make female main characters instead of just like, going with the, male main character. I don't want to call it a trope. We've gotten enough male main characters. I'm glad to see a little bit of female action in the main character.
That is true.
As a sticker, my nigga.
I think what I like what I like a lot about it is just how different the power is when we get from like the main line story of Bleach, and how really, like, although it shows how diverse the entire area of what's it called? Say the name of it. How diverse it is as an area. So it really like opens the ideas of what else is really out there. Especially since I feel like that's what Burn the Witch is going to get into as a story. We've seen our own story, but also like how the depth of the area is, and how diverse every other part is to it. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, in that we'll see not only in the serialization but in the movie and the OVA.
I really gotta agree with that though, because like now when people have been watching or reading Bleach over the years, what we've just been seeing is just like, oh yeah, they kill hollows are evil, they just work them. But then we get Burn the Witch, which is on the other side of the planet, and then they have their own hollows, but instead of just murdering them back to back, actually use them for resources and things that they need to do later on. Like it's actually pretty cool that like they have expanded the world so much to a point where they're not just murdering hollows anymore. It's just like we're actually like using them for electricity, clothing, stuff like that.
Yeah, I find it weird that like I honestly want to see how they connect it back. Like I want to see, because in To Fear Your Own World, we got the connection between how everything started, like how everything was made, etc. And I want to see how they connect this to the beginning. Like, how did this come about away from the Soul Society itself? Not the Soul Society, Seratel itself, and like the Gote 13. I want to see how did this happen to split apart, considering that the Soul King created these realms, and then like the 5 families like locked him up or whatever. So where did these people come from? That's where I want to see the tie-in come from. So
like, how did this all even separate? Like it's cool seeing oh, like it was based in Japanese lore. But then when you read the like Can't Fear Your Own World novels, it's all of it is mixed together. Like everybody was in Huecamundo. Everybody was like a Zanpakuto or whatever. Everybody was just chilling. There was a Quincy everywhere. It was just we're all just chilling. It's just like nobody can die. But then we separate everything, and then we get like this main story into Bleach, which is mainly the Japanese part of the entire thing. But then years later, after all that's done and talked about, and like we've gotten Ichigo's story, whatever, and we get this Burn the Witch, where they don't have
London
swords.
and reverse London.
exactly. London, reverse London. You have dragons. Don't have swords anymore. Instead, they pull the blicky on you and get the clapping. You don't
like it's not even a regular like pistol gun, dude. They got like flint locks that shoot like spiritual pressure or something.
Exactly. We got Blackbeard on deck, just ready to pull one out on you. And I can't remember. I don't know if this is going to be a fact, but it looks like instead of having like 13 court guard squads, you got what's it called? I can't remember what they're called, but I remember seeing the capes, and it's the sign for one of the horoscopes. I think it was Virgo, and if it's just based off of that, then I think that's going to be a pretty interesting concept.
They're going to take Bleach in a whole different direction with Burn the Witch, like you said, like because everything is totally different. So my questions and like my curiosity is like, you know how like Karakura Town or whatever is in a way connected. How like does real life to Soul Society, like there's some correlation. I'm interested in if the effects of what happened in Karakura Town, like do they know about that? Like is that connected? Is this a whole different place? Like what's like where like are the connections to what happened? Because what happened with Ichigo ain't no small feat. Okay, this man was taking
really not like they were like shaking the planet the entire time, like that whole fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he went like this full direction, and right now, I mean, in the one shot necessarily peaceful, aka well not aka but peaceful quote unquote. But what like I wonder how he'll be able to blend them both, especially since I believe this is after the end of Bleach, so it'll be very interesting in which how
this is basically. This is 2 years after that last chapter that we saw with like Ichigo's kid and Rukia's and them kid.
Oh, for real?
So this takes place 2 years after is when the start of this happens.
So
I knew it was good.
We might get Ichigo's kids in there.
I honestly,
I can't see it just because like 2 years after, he's a little too young to keep.
Yeah, he's probably still at most like 8 to 9 years old. So they would have to have, and these people are probably they're either, I don't know, they don't give their exact ages. Yeah, they're like high school, right? So they would either have a time skip at some point, and then he'll be like probably old enough because that kid's like OP base. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's like the fucking Toshiro. Like Toshiro's the only youngest fuck motherfucker in the group. But
I mean, look.
I expected over time to fuse into something like them meeting each other or crossing over somehow.
Yeah, he's gonna put an homage in the series at some point to like the original series. I think that's all I really had to say about Burn the Witch, because while it does sound really good and it looks like it's gonna be really good, that trailer has amazing animation. Like, let's get into that. Love War.
It was just like we gonna get to the meat and the potatoes right now. You feel me? Like,
that protein, boy.
Anime lately said Ichigo-san is pretty OP, but I'm so open to dimension just to finish off Juha by accident. Now we're gonna get into that probably later because it's two takes on how that happened. Like that it's pretty debated upon that I've seen. It's like either Ichigo's son killed your watch or freaking fully go into the future. But did I just drop out for a second? Yeah. It was either Ichigo killed your watch or his son killed your watch. So it's like either he died in the past or he died in the future. It's no like direct answer to whether or not which happened. But yeah, we're gonna get into 1,000-Year Blood War arc. So What do you guys want to see the most?
There's so much. There's so much. Like, I like the Thousands of Blood War, but I don't think it really starts until the point where you see Kilgay, when they finally get to Wakamundo and Ichigo decides to fight Kilgay and is just dogging him the entire time. Because like the rest of it, well, let's be real, I don't really care about these no-name like Shinigami that are going to be patrolling the city now. Because we all know that Ichigo's going to like clean up anyways. So like, and it's like coming up, dogging him, and then just everything after that. Yamamoto's Bankai, Kenpachi's Bankai, Kenpachi versus Unohana, Toshiro versus like anybody, like the entire fight in the Royal Palace, like that is all gonna be so dope. And I'm so excited for it.
I'm definitely waiting to see, you know, my man's Aizen step out this chair.
He's really about to walk out that chair though.
Like that ending fight with Aizen stepping out the chair, him shooting down the Soul Palace, like, oh my gosh. And then what I do want to see is Grimjow and Nelio. I do want to see that.
Yeah, I really want. I can't.
For
I
them
can't
fighting Askin. So
I'm hoping that like whatever Kubo didn't get a chance to do while he was writing the series because of time restraints and everything that he was going on, like that he had going on. I hope that they have a chance to fix all of that, even if it doesn't stick to like the original like manga. It'd be really cool to get everything pieced back together. Exactly, more world building, and we see like Japan, Bleach, like all this stuff like we didn't get to see, and hopefully light novel adaptation because that light novel was real good.
Yeah, like honestly, and to be honest, they could possibly do it to where they ask Kubo everything he actually wanted to do, and the anime can be different from the manga and the ending and have the ending that he wanted. Now, if they do that and he fleshes out everything like he wanted to, like the fights, the powers, and everyone, that will really bring Bleach back from the edge that everyone, you know,
can't ever allow
trying to slander it on
ever again.
Yo,
because,
for
like,
real, because
Bleach got a bad ending. Watch the anime. Shut up.
And that would be quite different though, because it's not many animes you see that they change what's going on in the anime to make the manga better. I mean, most animes are expansions upon the manga, but like completely changing or fixing issues that the manga had and just do it in the anime.
Usually any filler that like the industry or the studio puts in during the run of the series can make it worse. I think Bleach has some pretty good filler. Like Naruto has some weird filler.
The only thing about Bleach's filler is that they're too time displaced. Like Naruto does backstories as filler, which is fine because you can just say it's in the past. But Bleach will legit just like throw the bound arc in the middle of why they about to go search for Aizen already. So it's like, why is this?
They did it a few times. I mean, that's just because, you know, because the anime caught up too closely, and I think they stayed pretty good to the manga. So I think like when you think about the first or second was it a filler arc, they literally stopped the fight and was like, hey yo, we're gonna take a break real quick, we're gonna take a break from the fight, we're gonna take a break from the action, okay everybody, and we're gonna go do this for 12 weeks
and go tell this story that like randomly was never ever mentioned ever in the story. Like
the good thing about
all the powers they've gained doesn't matter what's going on with the story. Like this is totally separate in all ways, shape, and form.
Like honestly, I think the only one that fit in was them when they got that new captain and he was actually trying to like kill Yamamoto. I think that's the only one that kind of fit in because like they weren't exactly doing anything special, and I think they were in the Soul Society or going back to the Soul Society during the time that it started. Like so, it kind of made sense. It's like, okay, we need a new captain. We're about to be going to war with these people soon, so it's like, okay, this captain one makes sense more. But like the bound arc being randomly thrown in the middle of why they were in Heiko Mundo, and then like that. What is it? The fake. What is it? What was that arc called? No. With the fake captains and everything, like the little Gi guy.
Oh, the Ray guy arc.
Yeah. That one was a bit random too. Like it was a bit
random, but
it was out of place.
I didn't mind it because it was already close to like the end of like that part of the arc in the first place, and he needed to lose his powers, and then they just kind of seamlessly put that in. Like
I mean, like the arc itself wasn't bad. Like I feel like I actually did like that one, but it's just like when you're going through the actual story all together and you binge watching and then you randomly just end up in a new place in a whole new setting. It's just kind of like it doesn't make sense. Like, and that's one thing that the filler for Bleach was like. It was like a story based off fighting and not a story that actually matched in with the story that was going on.
It was like it was a good story because we got to see Ichigo's story. It was like Kubo was trying to put Ichigo's story with Soul Society's story. Those are two different stories that, like, even though they kind of like intersect, they're not the same whatsoever.
Now,
but like
going
that's
into
that's a good thing about the Blood War though, because it's been years since it ended. So there's nothing that they can mess up. They can
easily flesh out and add stuff without fucking it up, or like really add to the fights that we were supposed to see, or like for example, right? This man Shuhei was supposed to be getting Bankai. It's like, all right, we gonna beat your ass until you get Bankai, whatever the fuck, and then like that just never came back up ever.
They had to bring it up in the light novel, and that was the problem. Like there are things from the light novel they could just like incorporate into the main canon of like the anime, and then just adapt the light novel separately, so we know that they have all this stuff.
Yeah, I know a lot of people nowadays seem to get on Kubo for that too. It's like with the third Hokage, they consistently hate him, and it's like, well, everything makes sense if you read the light novels, and it's like, why should I have to read the light novels for an anime that I already previously watched? It's like they want it all in one sitting. Like they don't want to go back and rehash on everything when it could have just been explained better.
But no series ever actually comes like in one sitting. Most things have,
unless you're Hunter x Hunter.
That doesn't come in sittings. That comes in generations.
Yeah. 2 years at a time.
2 years and 5 chapters at a time. Don't worry about it. But I just
but we know for sure that some of these animations are gonna go crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and
that depends on who the animation studio is.
True, because we don't want another 7 Deadly Sins.
We
don't want another 7 Deadly Sins.
Well, I mean, that's just not talk about the anime, because right now we have little information on it. We don't know the animation studio. We don't really know how many episodes it's getting either. You know what I'm saying? So like how much he can really flesh out more than what was in the manga really depends on whatever studio it is and whatever studio, how much time they're willing to give him to flesh it out. Because if it's just going to be like a long running, if they give him like a year, like every episode a week, something like that, then we could really get a lot of stuff going. But if they're like, oh yeah, you got to wrap this up in like 24 minutes, okay? Like this, like we don't now.
Like a D. Grayman Hollow, like you just take the whole second half of the series and you just drop it in like fucking 15 episodes and expect people to just love it. Like it had great animation. Like D. Grayman Hollow had amazing animation for the fights and everything else. But it was just like extremely rushed as far as how much story they were throwing in.
If that happens to the Bleach anime, I'm gonna riot. Like that's not gonna be. I don't care. I'm flipping tables and everything. Actually,
we burn another city down. All right.
While we're on the subject, go ahead and look in the description below. Or there are charities and donations that you can do for anything regarding Black Lives Matter to coronavirus. Like, please help, because I know that everybody who's watching this stream right now sees what's going on Twitter, on the news, everywhere. Media is not really covering it correctly.
Not at all.
People are bringing out their phones for seeing the shit that's going down. That's not cool. That's
like we're literally seeing videos of people kneeling with the cops, and then like they had the video like 20 minutes later the cops beating up on them, like they just took the picture and take the
tear gas down the street, like down in my city, like they were peacefully protesting and they got rubber bullets, tear gas, and then like some people got arrested for a reason.
Like just remember, right, everyone's getting arrested and getting shot at tear gas because they don't want to arrest 3 people. I just want everybody to take that into account.
I mean, they finally arrested those 4 people, but that's not where we need to stop. Even if they get justice, even if George Floyd gets justice, we need justice for hundreds of other people that have been fighting the exact same cause for hundreds of years. Like this is
that is true.
going to stop until everybody's equal. Not to mention, coronavirus is still out there, and Ebola's back.
What? Yeah, I seen that the other day. That
Mayuri is having the time of his life. He's just cooking shit up in the lab. Like, yeah, I'm gonna drop this on him in a minute.
Mayuri up in there, like, all right. So I wonder what happens if I drop Ebola while people already got COVID-19. Let me test this thesis.
And we're in close proximity with these protests and these riots. All right, bet everybody's dead.
Yeah, nah.
Go ahead.
That's just crazy. Like, I didn't like. Last thing I expected was like for riots to break out, and then they'd be like, "So yeah, Ebola's back." Like that. It's too much going on in the world right now.
Things are gonna get worse before they get better, but you could at least help a little bit by dropping any amount in the description below with the donations or the charities. You don't even have to.
Every dollar counts.
Every dollar counts, and you don't have to donate. You can just spread the word online. The more people that see it, the more it matters.
It's all for a good cause.
It really is.
Now, I wanted to get into. We're gonna get into some of these characters for how they their actual designs and how they look. So I'm gonna bring up the Quincy slide right quick. So
thank the Lord for Bleach Brave Soul.
We got Candace Catnip right here.
She's honestly, she's insane. She's a baddie.
Insane in the membrane.
I dare you to tell me otherwise.
Hey, look, I did. Yo. All right. You're wildin', man. We got a man asking. We ain't even gonna say the rest of his name because that's just I'm a butcher it.
Asking that, he really got one of the most broken abilities in the series too. Like it's
like look at these designs. Like Kubo made these designs crazy.
And Kubo's snap like hell.
And we probably gonna go on a whole rant of Kubo's designs.
I really could. I could go all day for Kubo's art because he doesn't stop at all. He just constantly bar for bar.
Like I would honestly say Kubo has some of the best designs. And not only just making like one character, it's like he can make one character and switch their design to make them seem like a whole new character. And we see that continuously. Like if anyone here is if you're a hard Bleach fan and you ever played Bleach Brave Souls, you would more know what we're talking about when we say that he can design his character in any way, in any form. Like we're gonna go ahead and go to the Can't Fear Your Own World's designs that Kubo has. So we got Stark right here. This is Stark's second form. This is Nellie's second form. And then we're about to switch it back to Grimjow real quick.
Okay, you're not wrong. Starks does look a little bit like Kome's Jenny Quip.
Yeah, like the forms that he makes for his characters is kind of wild. Like he really just goes out of the way to design these for a game, just because he wants to. Like I don't know if he just does it for fun.
I think he just does it for fun because I remember reading an interview and he said that like after Bleach was over, he felt sad because he had to say goodbye to all his characters. Throughout this, he just gets to remake all of his characters and do whatever he wants. Just make them
that is true. Like the my favorite ones that his reiterations of Grimjow, like in different forms, is probably his best. Like Grimjow, he always makes fire ass Grimjows when he makes a new
because everybody loves Grimjow. Since I was like little, everybody.
Yeah, I mean that he's a character. He is a character.
Grimjow's that.
Hey, everyone loves the aggressive asshole, dog. Like look at Baki though.
But you gotta think about how this man showed up in the first place. He came in, put the hands on Ichigo, then left, and then came back, put the hands on Ichigo, and then Ichigo came to him, and he put the hands on Ichigo. I mean, he lost, but I mean, he still squared up.
Then he lost the hand, regained the hand, and put the hands on Ichigo.
Exactly.
he went to he lost the whole arm just to get it back so that he could put the hands on Ichigo again. But actually, I got some other ones right here, and these are more of the Soul Reapers designs. So this is from Keiko City of Bleach Brave Soul, in which like it's some alternate dimension that Kubo outlined a little storyline for them to do. And like these characters, they don't even look like the original characters. They look like they were intended for entirely different purposes.
They really do.
Like it's just great. I just love it.
I think it's so cool because like Keiko say he hates Bleach filler, but like if you just don't watch Bleach filler in order with the show and then just watch it independently, it's actually pretty good and it's pretty entertaining. So hopefully if they do just bring back Bleach filler for whatever reason, I hope that like they use some of these designs to make some original story that like they kind of like how they used to do it.
Yeah, like I would definitely be fine with an entire filler of Keiko City. Like this like these dudes is just nice.
Like these are like they are nice. Tsukishima looks a little like weird. I don't know why he got that thing, but everybody else like Ohara.
I mean, he always been a little bit flamboyant, you know.
And Byakuya coming in with the rape.
Just a tiny bit.
Call a nigga flamboyant. Okay, now.
Hey, we move flamboyantly. We move flamboyantly.
If flamboyant is the move right now, what you mean? What you mean? Though?
Yeah.
Look at Star.
Like, and then this one, the next one coming up is Grimjow, and this is from, I believe it's a Halloween one. Like, no, I meant White, not Grimjow, but yeah, White and Grimjow always tend to have like the best ones.
They always do because everybody loves White Ichigo more because everybody loves the aggressive dude.
And look at that Gin looking like just a random assassin out of some anime.
And Gin is that dude. People need to stop. One thing that I also hope that they do, or at least I hope that Kubo does in general, put in some filler to make sense of Matsumoto and Gin's relationship because it
seems like super simp to the max. Like I wouldn't even call it. It's hard to say because it's like
throughout the series we saw them have like 3 interactions in like period.
Yeah. But you knew it was there.
Realistic though, you know. I mean, some of these niggas are simps, you know. I mean, it might be a little realistic, you know.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I get you. That's true. That is true. But it's like, my guy, she was like your childhood friend / crush, whatever, and then like you decide to become a captain, be under an evil nigga just so you could kill him all the way in the end because he took a part of her soul.
Like these dudes live hundreds of years. That is one big grudge. I can't get behind that.
Yeah, that's the funnier part. It's like these niggas do be living for hundreds of years. So it's like,
and I think that's like an interesting story, like a story element that our authors usually do in their stories. When you have this one character who holds on to hate forever, like, yo, bro, just get over it, bro. Like it's over. Like just let it go. It's been 100 years now, man. Like it's fine.
Nigga waited 150 years to figure out he got to touch the sword. It's like you finally told me. Like that's wild, man. Hey, that's some loyalty right there.
Some true loyalty, or that's some real acting. But either way, like Gin is a great character.
The amount of motivation you have to like 100-year conviction, get in this guy's good side, like possibly murder and kill other niggas, all this other shit, just so you can kill this nigga for what he did to your friend. Like
he's really
the amount of determination in that is just crazy.
But Tosin was like the same though, and I hated Tosin until I read the light novels, and that's another reason why I'm hoping that they adapt him into the anime, because Tosin became like one of the best characters to me. Because this whole time he's screaming justice, justice, justice. Also, probably should have prefaced the stream with this. We're gonna be spoiling things, and this can't be called a spoiler. This shit's been out for like 5 years. It's just been over for 5 years. If you're late to this, then that's on you. But like, Tosin had his friend killed. His friend was killed by her husband, and then that dude was like, "Told him, yeah, I killed your friend." Bitch wouldn't shut up.
It was misogyny. I can't remember exactly, but wasn't he like Royale or something like that. Like he was in one of their families.
He's part of the what is it? The Ashiro clan. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
he was in. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I can't remember, but I think he was in one of those families. So like the Central 46 let him off with it.
They just didn't do
like,
and that is another reason that we need to be donating to Black Lives Matter, because the exact same shit has been going on for a longest fucking time.
Look at us, the government letting people off again. Y'all see this?
Just think of like this Shuniachiro dude as big corporations, Central 46 as the government. I mean, that is basically it. Now I say it out loud.
And you're like, look at Kubo supporting us years before. That shit crazy.
Ahead of his time.
Yeah, another reason why you should stay in Kubo.
Okay.
More reasons why you should all stay in Kubo. Look at y'all.
I hope nobody who watches this thinks that this is a political matter. This has never been a political matter. This is human life. It's morality.
I'm just saying, you know, Kishimoto ain't never tell us about no injustice, but you know.
I wouldn't say that either. I definitely wouldn't say that. But
nah, bro, because the whole clan got off.
A whole clan got murdered for one dude's mistake.
Like, them niggas, that nigga, they was, look, man, Third was out here letting the man slide with getting the whole clan off and everything else. See, Kishimoto ain't with supporting the injustice. Shit crazy.
Like,
Kubo is our friend.
But like, there's so many fights I can't wait to see animated. Like, I just seeing Yamamoto's Bankai, because I remember seeing him fight Wonder Weiss in like the Fake Card Kurotan, and I was like, well, this man is deadly. He didn't even whip out the sword. He was about to level the entire city.
You legit see that this man is nerfed to using fist.
He fought somebody who was literally created to be his counter, and he just fed him.
I don't know. It's just like, it's always cool. He's top 3 old man for sure. He was like top 1, but I watched a show called Itori no Shita, and he got kicked out of that group. Them dudes is just them dudes is crazy for old men in a series. But nah, like fighting and all that, he's my top 3 old men for sure.
One thing I am not looking forward to though, Royal Guard. I'm gonna see him get murked off screen, and it's gonna make me mad all over again. It would be better
if they expand their fights and give us more abilities for him, so that it doesn't just seem like it was so one-sided. Because it definitely, from the manga view, was like completely one-sided. Just like, okay, whoop, get these niggas out the way. Like,
I didn't mean.
That's what the anime comes into play, because if we get the amount of episodes, because like in the original Bleach, and I mean, fights were expanded long as hell, right?
Yeah.
So if we can get that, we get that episode count, that same good episode count for this last arc, we might get some fights that look like not way different, but definitely super expanded than what the manga did. Like Kubo might be like, you know what, maybe we should add a little spice right here, you know what I mean, and give us that extra episode, that extra little touch to like make it more interesting for the fight wise. Because I think
give us that Goku versus Frieza 5 minutes type shit. Give us like 5 whole episodes for one fight per fight.
I was just catching up on the Hikomundo, whenever the Hikomundo, I forget the arc's called, but when they were in there, and each like they when the captains came in to help out Ichigo and Uru and Renji and all them, that took about what 12, 13, 14 episodes, and each of them had like their own, you know, within that, their own 3 to 4 dedicated fight episodes, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm expecting, but especially since this is a bigger arc necessarily with the fights, scenes, and everything that's going to happen, expecting a lot more of that. So I'm hoping that, it's long running so we can get that expansion with the fights and the animation.
I'm honestly super excited because of what we saw at the end with the last Asian arc, even with the like the Ray Guy invasion arc. Like that was great animation, great choreography, and now we're 5 years later with so much greater technology. We can just make something way better something that's way better. Like everybody loves 1,000-Year Blood Wars, and it's got to be in like every Bleach fan's top 3, I think. Like, for like their
I definitely feel like it's the best. I don't know. I have a bit mixed feelings because it's like if this is animated as good as it can be, I probably will put it over the final arc with the Espadas and Aizen and all them. But as far as the manga itself, to both of them, I like the Aizen one better so far, just because everything was fleshed out. Like we got to see all the fights we pretty much wanted. So yeah.
And one thing that's slept on with the 1,000-Year Blood War, one thing I think that's slept on with the 1,000-Year Blood War, is that like that we finally get to understand why Ichigo's life is the way it has been. Like what made him so interesting in the first place, and what took place like all those years ago before like he was even born. Like his mom was a Quincy, his dad was a Soul Reaper. They fought this Hollow because Aizen wanted to be an asshole, and here he is. And he just
sent it after Inshin.
Then all the drip that Rukia, Renji, Byakuya, and Ichigo get like from the Royal Guard just going down, like it's disgusting. It's super drippy. It's oceanic. Poseidon is jealous.
Like, oh man, honestly, it's really hard to say like how good they're going to do this arc and whether or not they're going to make it better, or are they just going to like leave it how it is and just do bare minimum.
I think with Kubo looking over it, I really think they're going to make it better. Just because, again, we all depends on animation studio. We all praying and hoping that's not Perry out, Lord Jesus. But you know, Lord God in heaven, please not Perry out.
They're literally a meme.
Please not Perry.
I gotta ask them, what happened?
Not the way they're acting right now. We don't know what happened, but not the way they're acting right now. But I think with Kubo looking over, we could definitely get a better, more cohesive ending, one that's really satisfying, hopefully, you know, especially with the hyper on the animation and like that. I think we could get something really special, you know, especially an anime only ending, I think would help this a lot. You know, I mean, for manga readers or people who are new to the manga, it'll definitely be like a different discrepancy. They might not like it necessarily, but something that really, you know, ends off the series in a much better than they did in the manga. I think that would be the best idea. And I'm pretty sure Kubo's heard this before. Pretty sure we're definitely not the first ones to say this. I'm pretty sure he pays attention to what people comment, critique his series. Well, I'm not sure if he does, but I would think he's been hearing this for a while now since it's been out for such a long time.
It's been years.
Yeah, it's been years. I'm pretty sure he heard
like,
this. And
it's been almost half a decade. So
almost half a decade. So I'm pretty sure he's probably been thinking about it. So we'll really see on what happens with the ending as we get down to it. But I think he's gonna fix it. I think Kubo going to change it some way, shape, form. Might be slight, might be big, but he's definitely going to fix the ending so it works out really well.
Yeah, because that's all. I think that's all that anybody could really ask for. Because that's all that anybody ever wanted to begin with. Just like the ending, tell us what's going on, and then we'll be straight. We'll get off your ass. Now, Bleach fans were bugging back in the day, like right, during the 1,000-Year Blood War, getting mad about Orihime by Ichigo, like as a ship, and just being. I mean, I was pretty tight at the Bankai thing too. But if they could fix that. It's not that important. Like he didn't even want to write a love story. Like he even said that in multiple interviews. Like he didn't want to.
That's why he drew it at the very last chapter. Like, okay, these two people had a kid. There you go.
I think it works out because I mean, like even throughout the series, you could argue that Rukia and Ichigo had chemistry. You know what I mean? Because I mean they did, but I mean. They were just friends at the end of the day. Like they looked out for each other. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep that. But Rukia, but the people that they were then saying destined to be with from the beginning, you know what I mean? Those were the people they were still shown to be closest to. Orihime and Ichigo. Orihime always found a way to find that nigga. Always. She like had a connection with him. Rukia and Renji, they
literally grew up together.
Exactly, they grew up together. And when they had the scenes of them, when we first kind of meet them in Soul Society, they already have like a determined connection, You know what I'm saying?
They've already got this like connection that's built over this like these decades. Also, Mappa's got their hands full. I wouldn't give anything. I would stop. I would just
get a break.
Let them do what they need to do. They got Jujutsu Kaisen, got a high school. What else? Because I know something else is coming out.
They have AOT at that same team.
The thing is, like, you can't give, even if it's a good company, giving it to too many people causes them to outsource, and outsourcing will never be as good as them themselves. So, like wait till I was gonna say wait till your Ufotable finish. You know, finish whatever they got going on and throw it to your Ufotable, because Ufotable do not miss.
But I feel like Ufotable, I don't think Ufotable would take on a concurrent long running series. I don't think they would, especially for the scale of what they do. It would have to be seasonal. I don't think they would take it on. I don't think
they could take it on.
Man, honestly, if it's a seasonal and it's 12 episodes a season, we get like 3 or 4 seasons, and it's all Ufotable, I would not be mad. I honestly would not be mad.
But I really feel like they're not. I don't feel like they're gonna take that approach. I feel like if anything, we'll get 24 episode series. If anything, that's what I think we'll get. 24 episode series, maybe two or three of those, and I think we'll get that.
Oh yeah, he said.
Whoa, don't worry about Ufotable taxes. That was a limited budget. They had to do that.
Oh wow,
we not worried about their taxes right now, boy.
They had to do that to get unlimited budget works. Okay, don't worry about that.
Unlimited budget works. Nah, you know what? You know what? They had to do that to get off. It's not unlimited. Day 3 movies. I don't know. I think the third one came out already. Heaven's Feel. The third one's delayed. Okay.
And they had to pump out the Demon Slayer movie.
They just paid it off. They just paid it off. 139 million yen. Or 14 million. I thought it was more than 14 million yen, but
14 million.
Still a lot though.
14 million yen is like $1 million. It's like $1 million US almost, because it's like to the 10th. But yeah, like Heaven's Feel, oh my gosh. Like, if go watch Heaven's Feel 2 and watch like Berserker Hercules versus Alter Saber. That shit's like, that's crazy. It's just crazy. Like, the animation, that it doesn't make any, it's just, it's hard to describe.
It's amazing. I think it's amazing in the sense that, and this isn't to down them, because I love Ufotable. I love Ufotable, but I feel like I want something that's closer to like, and I'm gonna call back on Naruto with their taijutsu, like that real close, hand to hand, that kind of combat. I think that would work. We need a good balance between both.
Because one problem like that I've noticed, like with people like observing like the Bleach anime, like, yeah, these aren't real swordsmen. They're just swinging their swords around. That's just because they can't like afford to animate anything other than like dudes who have swords swinging the sword in a like regular fashion. But if you like pay attention to certain episodes, they actually do demonstrate a lot.
What is like here's a problem I have is like One Piece people being like, this isn't real swordsmanship. It's like, okay, neither is creating a tornado from swinging your sword. Like, that's hockey. Stop it. There's no person in the One Piece series who is creating these swords techniques and they don't have a form of hockey on it. Like, and that's literally described by the old dude. It's like, well, pretty much all like swordsmen who are like even mid-grade or above learns Rio like beforehand, and it's because of the way that like the sword training, Rio is just more practical for them. Like when they do air slashes, whatever the slashes are, like those little light beam slashes they do, like that's different from air by itself. Those logically are all hockey imbued. Like, it's the only thing that makes sense now that Rio's came up.
I think about this. With the whole real swordsmanship thing, I was watching some Bleach yesterday to like jog my memory, and I was watching a fight between Kenpachi and forget the guy's name from Soul Society, and there's a whole small flashback where he talks about how he had to learn kendo. He hated it because he was just a brutal man. He just liked to swing his sword and stuff like that. But the guy, I can't forget people, Yamamoto, I think, forced him to learn kendo. And he's like, when I put my two hands on my sword and I actually use proper swordsmanship techniques, I get stronger. So it's like, so they also, and it was him and all, I think the rest of the people from the 13th are ones in charge, but that means they all, for some reason, there is a basis of swordsmanship knowledge in Soul Society. So everyone at some point
you have to learn it. You have to learn it. Like that's
to
like
a degree,
in the school system.
It's like not even logical because you got niggas who out here with a double chain scythe, and then you got like you got people like there are many people whose transformations aren't even swords at all, or like they're not related to anything swordsman like.
But the base of the sword is a sword, which is why they have to learn it in the first place. Like,
but it's just crazy because like most of the bigger fights, they go into like bankais and stuff, and they're not mainly sword like for example, Shinsui, he has both swords. He like tends to fight with both his swords and a sort of swordsmanship style, where it's like everyone else is creating some type of bankai or something that doesn't have anything to do with like Soifan literally has a needle as a finger and she just starts stabbing you and then she turns into a fucking bazooka. So, like,
I mean, you're right about that. But like against weaker enemies, you don't want to have to just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go all out at first. So like, I understand why they have it in the first place, but like, I do know what you mean because like there aren't a lot of swords. Like once you go into bankai, it's just a bunch of
bankai, shikai. We got multiple people with shikais that like they just expand into like either mist or turn into some like being or weird shit like that. Like it doesn't make sense. Like,
but the idea is at the base, all of them are swordsmen. You know what I'm gonna say? At their base, they're all real swordsmen that know kendo.
Yeah, of course,
of course. Other sorts of technique. Yeah, and their bankai is like a specialty. You know what I mean? Like that's just a specialty.
Unless you're Ichigo.
Yeah, you got like you gotta go through like 4 schools once you like want to become a soul reaper. You gotta learn like hand to hand.
Ichigo is legit worse. Like we seen him when he first got his not like the non-shikai and everything else. He was just like swinging it and like getting stuck in walls and shit when he was first
swinging it around. Yeah, then he got chopped by Urahara. I was like, okay, Celia, I've been fighting wrong this entire time.
He still fights wrong. Look at White. White literally told him, "You fight in the most efficient way for the way our Zanpakuto is set up. Like it doesn't make any sense why you fight like this."
I mean, you're.
And every time he turns, like White takes over and he turns, like even without the hollow boost itself. The fighting capability of how White fights is just too much for the opponent that be fighting him. And they be like, what the fuck is going on?
Because he's always switching it up. And that's one thing. I'm a little upset that we didn't get a final fight between Ichigo and White in the final arc. Because like we see him come face to face with Zangetsu, who ends up being Yuha. And then they don't fight. He just he steps aside, which I understand. You're not meant to fight there.
Well, I think the thing is that whole fighting thing was over with once he got final Getsuga, because they like that was his final fight where it was pretty much saying like, okay, my whole reasoning is protecting you, but you keep wanting to protect everyone else and it's putting you in danger. And it's like he let it stab him because he knew like I don't know if the purpose was to get stabbed because it was supposed to be protecting him. So it was never actually supposed to hurt him in the first place. So I don't know. He just took the power because that was Zangetsu and what's the name together at that time. That was both of them.
I think it was the fact that because one of the chapters is the blade is me. That's the whole point. Like Ichigo hasn't been fighting as like, oh yeah, the blade is me. Like this isn't my soul. This is just a blade. This is a sword. This is an actual object. This is my partner. Like this is separate from me, but it is you, which was the entire problem.
Like he kept looking at it as a separate entity until like that final fight where he realized it's like we are one, and he realized that when he found out like your watch was pretty much his inner Quincy side, which most Quincy's can't see that because they don't have a inner world because they're not Shimigami, etc. So it's like pretty much if that's his inner Quincy, I mean it's still him to a degree, like it's still a part of him to a degree, and he's been there the entire time. Zangetsu's trained him multiple times over and helped him out multiple times over, and it's just like at that point he just felt like, yeah, he could probably rid of the Quincy power and only go with the hollow, but in the reality of things, both of the powers is what's helped him out in the end. Like, so
like they're both important to who he is. They make up who he is, so he can't just abandon it. I love seeing that dynamic in the series, and I love like that Will spent the time to write that out. And it's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell everybody exactly how things are going to be going, but he likes to show his audience what he's writing, and like through his characters, shows their emotions, and then like shows like tiny monologues so that people understand like this is how.
Like if we get a bit longer inner monologue of like him going back and thinking on like when what has helped him out between the both of them. And then he's like, both of you are Zangetsu. I want to see that. I want to see that. Like a clean kind of playback and montage to Zangetsu helping him out and White helping him out in both cases. So
it's a small montage. Like kind of like how the first time he went Bankai, he got that. Go for it.
Yeah.
Before we go, I wanted to say something. This is about Kubo's storytelling, and this is something I really think is really cool. How we have the Espada, definitely Spanish, and in the sense of it, but then we have the Quincy's. We get into it is all German, and this is something I just wanted to talk about. I wanted to comment on because I really love that. I really enjoy that. How like he blends all these. You got the Japanese, you got Spanish, you got German, and then in Burn the Witch, we don't really know. We are not sure where he's gonna go with that. So like, I think that's like one of like.
MI5.
I don't know, cause I think when I was reading the chapter, the girl with the blonde hair was telling the one with the black hair to stop acting Japanese because she's not, and then she responded, "I."
I think she's like half Japanese, half British, so she's just like a mixed blood or whatever. But like, she's just like, but I am
because like she was talking extremely like extra proper to the girl with the blonde hair because technically that's her like superior, and the girl with the blonde hair was kind of like they had an argument about her calling the names that they call each other or something because the girl I'm forgetting the one with the blonde hair's name, but I know what the one with the black hair's name. No, yeah, Spangle. Spangle kept calling Noel.
Oh.
Yeah, she kept calling Noel like Nietzsche or some shit like that, and Noel didn't like it. So she gave Spangle a nickname, and Spangle didn't like it. She was like, "No, I'm the superior here," and she's like, "Nietzsche sounds better because Noel is a boy name."
What?
And then they had like this conversation and they went on to Spangle was like, "Stop acting Japanese because you're not," and Noel was like, "I."
That's what I mean though, because like even though they are British, like it is like a reverse London, something like that. What cultures are we gonna get? You know what I mean? And this very much because if he goes along with the same kind of storytelling that he did with Bleach, we're gonna get different cultures, and I would not be opposed to like a black people faction. Okay, if you want to put some niggas in there.
Man, look, Kubo, we waiting for you, man. Speak out for us.
If you want to put some niggas in it, if that's the next Quincy's or something like that, some niggas, come on now, I'm with it.
Give us a spiritual energy.
Give us a dragon tribe of niggas. You feel me? Like
I'm with it. Please.
I really am with it. Like, make a separate series for us or something. I
know something about the Soul Society in Japan, apparently.
That's what I'm saying. There's going to be a connection. That's what I'm looking forward to. There's going to be because Japan is real. Like there's because they're in front London, the real London. It's still Earth, so they know about these other countries. So it's there. It's there. Come on now.
Yeah, like connection. I believe if I remember, it has something to do with she knows something like Ichigo's previous some classmates of his or something like that. But I don't exactly remember it off the top of my head. But some niggas.
Yeah, but last things I want to say before like we sign off because we only got a couple minutes left is and where do I really even start? Like like Black said, there's so much culture that Kubo likes to throw in his shit. Like I remember looking through Hueco Mundo, and by the time I got past Hueco Mundo, I ran into oddly enough, a lot more Spanish people, a lot more people of Latin descent. And then I realized I learned a lot more Spanish than I thought I did just reading Bleach.
That's what I'm saying. Like Karakura Town is like Japanese.
Yeah.
I would say the Soul Society is kind of a mix. I wouldn't say it's specifically anything that like you could point it to. But then you got Heiko Mundo, which you can definitely see the Spanish. You got the Quincy's, which you can see the German. All we need is for like these Dragonoids or something to be, you know, some niggas, you know, represent for us out here, Kubo.
Yeah, we some niggas, yo. You know, as long as it's not, you know, not too stereotypical or nothing like that. I'm cool. I'm cool with some niggas. Okay.
Yeah, give us some more Yoroi. Give us some more Shihoin clan action. They're all niggas. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. And besides that, we only seen like two of them in the entire series. I still want to see what the hell her Zanpakuto is.
I'm so mad because he threw an excuse in the light novel saying like, oh yeah, her Zanpakuto doesn't even like when it fights with her because like she's better at hand to hand. Like what? No, give me the Zanpakuto.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because like Soifan was kind of saying the same thing like with her, and we're about to end after this, but with her first form, she could still do like jabs and stuff that she could normally take out as assassin, but she would not want to use her Bankai for any reason necessary unless it's like absolutely needed. So Soifan got pistols, I bet. She got the flintlock gun that they got inside Burn the Witch.
She got the AR in the trunk.
Oh no.
But my last word.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna say some last word. My last word is that same thing. I'm hoping that we get some niggas in this one. You know what I mean? Give us a nice little black faction. No cloud. You know what I mean? Something like that. I'm with it. Also, we're looking for Bleach, and you know I'm glad I was able to hop on here and talk about it with y'all.
Next, by the way, guys. For everyone who knows, we do have a Smash tournament coming up after this stream. It's going to be up next. So
the link should be in the description below. If not, it is twitch.tv/ANITUBE CON.
Yeah. So that's going to be it for our Bleach discussion, guys. We're going to be out.
Thank you for joining us later. Today, bro. Like it's been real. Like it's been so fucking fun. I love that anybody here is possibly a Bleach fan or just wanted to hear a couple niggas talk about Bleach. That's cool too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, don't forget to also donate, support, share, do anything you can to get the word out about Corona, Ebola, Black Lives Matter. Like all of this shit is so important to where we are right now. We don't want to be stuck anymore. We need to move past all this shit.
Yeah, remember every dollar counts, guys. So
every dollar counts. Every dollar, every retweet, every like, every bit of it.
So support in any way you can. That's it, guys. We're going to be out, and we'll catch you later if you see us on different panels of ANITUBE Con. So, yeah.